Hey everybody, I'm Katie Jane.
And I'm Max.
And today we're going to show you how to make Cacio and Pepe, which is an Italian version of macaroni and cheese. This is an Italian and traditional Roman dish, and it's very simple, very kid-friendly. The only thing you need is manchego cheese or any type of sheep's milk cheese. In Italy you would use pecorino, like fresh pecorino, but that's kind of hard to find here, so we usually use manchego, just about this much. We actually like to serve this dish with Brussels sprouts on top, roasted Brussels sprouts. That's not traditional, but it's yummy, so we're going to show you how to do that as well. We've already cut some of them. You probably need about 12 or 15 Brussels sprouts, depending on how big they are. A pack of pasta, some olive oil, pepper, salt, and then a cheese grater. So I guess let's get started. The part that takes the longest is roasting the Brussels sprouts, so I'm going to start with that. Get your Brussels sprout, cut off the knobby end here, and then I take it and I slice it kind of finely along the width, so it's in kind of these little circular bits like this. I'm going to do that. I like to cut off all the ends to start. Slice them. You can go ahead and actually, I forgot to mention this, preheat your oven to 400. And then once we get these all cut up, we're going to put them on a roasting pan. Spread them out. So, pretty quick, easy. Grab a big roasting pan. I have some that were already cut. And just put them on. And then I like to just spread them out so that they can all have a little bit of room on your roasting pan. And then you're going to get some olive oil and be generous with putting it on top. I'd say that's probably 3 or 4 tablespoons. And then this is some fine sea salt, and I generously salt all the Brussels sprouts like this. And then you want to make sure that the oil's coating all of the Brussels sprouts, and so just kind of massage it in with your hands a little bit like this. And then you'll go ahead and put that in the oven. I usually like to start this about 20 minutes before I do the pasta, because this takes a bit longer to cook. This probably will take 30 minutes in the oven to get nice and crispy. We like it kind of crispy, but so just kind of plan accordingly with your time that way. Okay, I'm going to open the oven. And just anywhere in the middle shelf is fine. Alright, so we have our Brussels sprouts in the oven. We're going to go ahead and get started making our cheese mixture for the sauce. So get your manchego. I'm going to cut off the waxy rind bit here. And then on the edge and on both sides here. And then I like to just get a big bowl like this, get your cheese grater, and this has a thick side and then a finer grated side. Use the fine side if you can. And you're just going to grate this entire thing of cheese in the bowl. Really easy, and kids can do this as long as maybe older kids, so they don't break their fingers off. So usually we would probably be doing this when we set the pasta to boil. It doesn't take long at all, so you could put your pasta on and do this at the same time, or you can do it ahead like we're doing today. We like to just get it done. So grate it all in there. Then we're gonna crack some black pepper in, and then we'll be waiting until our pasta's cooked to do anything more with it. And the manchego that we used was, I think, 6 months old, but you can really go anywhere from 3 months to a year, whatever you kind of prefer, depending on taste. Okay, so So let's show you kind of what this is looking like. All right, we have a nice bowl of cheese. That's probably plenty. We'll stop there for now, but if you wanted a little cheesier, you can do a bit more. Take some fresh black pepper and doing maybe 10 or 12 grinds. So it gets a little, you see the pepper in the middle. And then you can always add more at the end or take this out if you don't want to, but that's the Pepe part of the Cacio and Pepe. And Cacio means cheese, smoked cheese. Okay, so we have that ready. We're just gonna set it aside until we're ready to use it a bit later. Okay, we just got out our Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna show you what they look like. They're nice and brown. We like them really kind of crispy like this. Some people might say slightly burnt, but you can just do this to your own liking. But these have probably been in about 20-25 minutes or so. So we're just gonna set them aside. And now we're gonna go ahead and put water to boil. Get a big pot like this, fill it up about 3/4 of the way with water. And now comes the most important part, salting it. This is where everybody goes wrong.
Okay, so we are gonna just get the box. We're gonna
Kosher salt, that's what we use, like coarse kosher salt.
and it's really 2 nice handfuls of salt for a full package of pasta. Okay, so this is about, I would say, 1 pound.
Yeah, a pound. We're using rigatoni, so yeah, two generous handfuls of salt. Don't be afraid of that. I know it sounds like a lot, but that's really what makes the difference between a good pasta and a bad pasta. It's gonna give it a lot of flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on the stove to boil. Okay. All right, so our pasta water's boiling. We're ready to put it in. Like I said, we're using rigatoni today. And if you look at whatever package of pasta you're using, it'll say on the package how many minutes until it's al dente. So ours is 11 minutes. So we're gonna set a timer for 11 minutes, and we don't wanna go over that because we want it to be nice and al dente. So pour your pasta in the water. Make sure it's all covered, and that's all you need to do. So, like I said, we used rigatoni, which is a short pasta, but you can make this really with any pasta that you like. In Rome, it would traditionally be served with bucatini, which is kind of a long pasta with a hole in the middle. So if you like long pasta, you can use that. Take your pick. So we set a timer for 11 minutes for us, and we're gonna make sure to turn off the stove right at 11 minutes. And before you put all of the water to strain, put the pasta to strain, we're gonna reserve a ladle or two of cooking water, the water from the pasta, sorry, and we're gonna put that in our cheese, and that's gonna melt it. So you want to use the pasta water because it has gluten in it, and it will help kind of make this creamier. So just keep that in mind before you drain your pasta completely, but we'll talk about that when we do it. Okay, so pasta is almost ready. Like I said, get a big spoon like this, and we're going to use this to get some of the pasta cooking water and put it in our bowl of cheese. So I'm just going to wait for our timer to go off, and then I'm going to bring the bowl over here before I drain it. The pot, not the bowl, the pot. Here we go. So turn off the water, have the bowl of pasta here, and I'm going to get out a few spoonfuls, and I'm going to pour it right on the cheese. So I'm doing 1, 2, and I'm going to go ahead and do 3, and then you're going to stir it really vigorously. And so basically you want enough water to melt the cheese. You can see here, this is nice and cheesy and melted now, and that's perfect. All right, you can go ahead and strain that. So just stir, 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 and if you need more water, it just kind of depends on your spoon and how much cheese you put in. You're just wanting to melt the cheese and to have it be a consistency that's enough to coat the pasta. And then you You definitely don't want to rinse your pasta when you strain it because that'll rinse off the gluten and also the salt that we put on. So, all right, pour it in here. And then you're gonna just stir it. Get all of your pasta nice and coated like this. Quickly, looks delicious. Try not to stir it out of the bowl like I just did. And we're ready. You want to just move quickly because it's good to eat hot. So then I'm going to serve 2 bowls and then we're going to top it with the Brussels sprouts. So this is nice and yummy and cheesy. And if you want, this is a good time to put a little more black pepper if you want on top. Black pepper. And then I'm going to grab the Brussels sprouts and we'll top them. Okay. I'm just going to put these on top. Again, Brussels sprouts on top is not traditional. This is something that we like to do to give a little green and crunch and texture. So there you have it, cacio e pepe with roasted Brussels sprouts on top. Super easy. Hope you enjoyed it.